Hey, everybody! Happy Monday! And it is an actual happy Monday because I did not have to work today. How about you guys? Um, so, I hope everybody had a nice day. I've had a 4-day weekend and I still feel scattered. So, but that's okay. 4 days with the kids is, makes me almost grateful that school's starting again. All right, hopefully you guys are out there. I can't tell. Hi, Twyla. Hi, Janine. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a great day, Janine. Yes, but definitely a little bummed that it's back to the grind tomorrow. Definitely a little bummed. So what's new? Did you guys do anything fun with family this weekend? We got a little bit of sunshine this weekend. Today, thankfully, but it's been a rainy, hot mess here in New York. Seriously. I do not know what is going on with this weather. Oh, good, a family picnic. Fun. We went and visited some of my in-laws and then my dad today. The only grandparent we didn't get to is my mother. But we made some rounds, got some sun. Yes. Okay. So today I am going to be sewing up some quarter circle blocks. And for my new pattern that's hopefully coming out on June 10th. So I'm pretty excited. Finally after 6 months, I'm finally starting to stitch something. I know, but you're pretty close to the summer, Janine. You got this. Twyla says rainy here in Colorado, so just did some hand quilting. Yeah, it was thankfully a nice day today, but the rest of it was rainy. Hand quilting sounds perfect. Hi Brenda, how are ya? Thanks, Janine. My setup's a little wonky here. That's all right, I'll figure it out. I'm used to having my iron on my right hand side, so it's on my left. I literally created this thing so many months ago, and I'm so excited to finally see it come together in fabric. Hi Chloe, is your strike over, I hope? Hi Laura, how are ya? Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. You did tell me that you work summers too, but you do have Donna's retreat in a couple weeks. That will be so exciting. Thank you, Chloe. Hi, Sherry. How are ya? Hi, Arlie. Yeah, so yesterday was 50 degrees, raining, and my husband was redoing our front garden. I don't think you could really call it a garden. Before, it was just an overgrown mess. And even though my daughter was outside in her winter boots and my son was cold, they both drenched each other in the garden hose. So at least they still got a little bit of fun outside time. Thank you, Janine. Do you know how long I'm not even going to say. I spent a long time trying to make myself little in a circle because I was like, I don't need to be taking up the whole bottom half, you know? You can hear me. You don't need to see me. I agonized over that, so thank you for noticing. Although I didn't think of it as a halo. I like the idea of the halo. So I'm folding all of these in half. This is my first time. Let's see what fabrics these are. These are Bella Solids by Moda, and this is my first time using these, I'm pretty sure, and I like them. I like them so far. They don't seem to be fraying. The color's really nice. Big fan. Chloe says, no, still going at least through Wednesday. Hope it's over by the end of the month, or my family and I lose health insurance. Oh, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. That's so stressful. Janine says, I was dry in Beeville yesterday, and today the weather, yeah, the weather is picture perfect today. I was really mad at myself for not having any EPP prepped. But I didn't really have any time today for it anyway. Hi, Andy. Thank you. Always playing with something. Laura says, been absent from YouTube because family was visiting. Very good. It's a good reason. All right, I'll let this iron charge up for a second. And then I'm going to iron all of my outer pieces, and then I can sew them all to, or start pinning them all, because I do pin my curves. You know, Janine, I've like been a Kona cotton girl, but these Bella Solids are leaving a very strong first impression. They have all the things I like about Kona, but they're a smidge thinner, so I like that. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Chloe says, it's impacting my ability to sew. Oh, that's brutal. And I am excited for June's Sew Daily Challenge. Yes, thank you, Chloe. Yes, I'm excited too. I am going to do, I think if you've been here for a while, you know, like back in September, I did a Sew Everyday Challenge for myself. Back in January, I did one with Sean, the guy who sews, and I'm doing another one this month for whoever wants to join in. Yes, I read your mind, Arlie. They're a smidge thinner. They're nice. And so I'm going to do another Sew Everyday Challenge in June, so start planning. And I did set up, I'm not sure if any of you have ever heard of Circle. It's a really cool app, like community thing. But anyway, there's links in the description. I have, if you want to join, I have like a free portion that's like show and tell and chat, and then there's going to be like a premium portion that's going to have all of my patterns and then prizes for challenges. So I have the Sew Everyday Challenge in there, and if you check in, you can enter to win a giveaway each day that you check in. There'll be one prize at the end of the month for a gift card. So if that interests you, all the links are in the description. But I'm excited. I'm going to put all my patterns in there, including this one. So if you sign up, you'll get this pattern included in that $5 a month. Trying to give a good bang for the buck if you decide to pay for it. And then after the end of the month, the price will go up. It's kind of the founding members if you join up. So no pressure. You know, it's there if you want it or not. You know me. I'm not trying to sell you. Oh, Dawn's about to start quilting. Very good. Chloe says, I really need to focus. I have been cutting the Cottage Charm quilt by Heather Briggs. Ooh, I need to write that one down. I am not familiar with that one. I always like to see what you guys are up to. Cottage Charm by Heather Briggs. Arlie says, the thickness of Kona makes me lose too much in seams. It gets frustrating because I struggle to get my block sizes right. I think you should give the Bella Solids a go then, because I'm only still cutting. I haven't stitched too much with them yet, so stay tuned. I'll give you an update. But so far, these, I really, really like these compared to other solids I've tried. They're right up there with me so far with Kona. Hi, Day. Sorry if I missed you when you came in. Hey, Sean. I can't remember if I said hello. Oh, Chloe joined Circle. Thank you. And, oh, hi, Erin. And Erin's joined in. So just something fun. No pressure. I'll be here still every Monday or whatever day it is. I know, I think Mondays are going to be a good schedule for me, at least until the kids start school again, so I'm excited. I just got to get through a few more soccer practices on Mondays, and then my Mondays should calm down, unless some other activity pops up, which could be. Andy says, I had a productive day. I finished a quilt of Valor on my long arm. Oh, that's so awesome. And on Memorial Day. And I reorganized the closet in my sewing room. That has been, it's so funny. I was just thinking, I should go back and look at the goals I set for myself at the beginning of the year. And I'm pretty sure organizing my closet is one of them. And I haven't touched that. So props to you, because that's an accomplishment, I feel like. Reorganizing the sewing room. I was having audio issues earlier. Is the audio okay today? I keep switching things up. I think I'm trying to make my laptop that's 8 years old do things that it isn't capable of doing. But it's trying. It's been good to me, this laptop. But it is getting replaced this year. Sean cut out the fabric for Tigger today and sewed another woven star. And your woven star was very patriotic. I started my day today with Sean. He had a little, I don't know, Zoom call in his Discord where we could all video chat. And I started my day at 8 a.m. in a little chat with everybody while I cut up some of this fabric. It was a nice way to start the day. Oh, good. Good, good. Thank you for confirming the audio is good. Janine did some fabric sorting today. Yesterday, I got binding on a quilt that I finished last week. You're a machine, Janine. That is awesome. Day got home from Indy about 4:30 and unpacked some of the stuff. Totally unpacking tomorrow and figuring out where everything's going to go. Unpacking, the worst part of a trip. How long were you gone for? Andy says, I'm battling FOMO with that 100-acre wood quilt. I'll just live through you, Sean. I know. The folk sampler that he did, that's the Art East Quilt Co. That one I had more FOMO on. I still might go back and do that one. Joanne says, oh, hi, Joanne. I've been watching curve piecing techniques all weekend. Good timing for this evening. Love your pattern. Thank you. Curved piecing is the best. We'll see how I feel. So my last couple quilt patterns have been like big blocks with only a few of them, like 8 across or 10 across. I don't know. This one's got a lot more quilt blocks going across. I think I counted them up and it's 18. This is one quadrant. So I think it's going to look great, but ooh, we'll see how I feel about all these curves when I'm done. Might be ready for a break, but maybe not. Hey, Zaza. Oh, wow. Day says we were gone since 4:23. You got a lot of unpacking to do then. Try to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think everybody's just saying hello. Sean says that's why they invented applique. All right, time to start pinning. So I still pin all of my curves, even though I've been doing them for a while. And my favorite way to do this is, Dave, this was made in Adobe Illustrator. I do use EQ8 to look for new blocks and stuff, but all three of like the big quilt patterns I've released, this is my third one I've done in Adobe Illustrator. Oh, wow. I was just talking fabric haul. I hit several Joann's while there. Ooh, that's fun. So when I'm doing curves, and I have a whole video on this too, but I like to iron everything in half to find the center and then iron them opposite ways. So like if you were doing this without solids, you would do one right sides together and one wrong sides together. So it creates this little crease that they nest in. And then I start pinning. But that little nest in the middle, and I do like to use clips. I gotta find my clips, but I always like a pin in the middle. I'm very set in my ways on how I do this. Although I am in the middle of taking Jenny Haynes' Hexibore class, and she teaches no pin curves, so maybe I'll be a changed woman. But for now, I'm pinning. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Katie. Thank you, Zaza. I'm really excited about this one. Yeah, the pattern's coming out on June 10th. I wrote the pattern. It's taken like 6 months. I sent it to a tech editor. We go back and forth like a kajillion times. And then I'm very confident in the directions, but I like to validate all of the cutting instructions and my little charts in here. So like I have a chart in here that's how many blocks of each you need to make. And I just like to triple check that, and then triple check my cutting instructions. Even though it's already been through me and the tech editor, I like to just do it once to make sure it's right before I give it to anybody else. Oh gosh, I think I said hi to Teresa, and oh yeah, and Katie, and I'm missing. Interesting. I do like using the clips with the sewing machine, but I obviously take them out before you sew through them. Day says, actually, Sean, I did. One I hit as it was about to close and got 90% off if I bought the bolt. So there was a bit of children fabric, so Paul kept telling me to... There you go. Get the whole bolts. Might as well. And then when I put this pin on that's going to go right under the sewing machine, I don't put the pin right on the edge so that I can get this lined up and start sewing before I hit the pin. That's Tasha's way. Which is never, you know, not an expert, just me. Yes, Zaza, tech editors are quite fancy. There's a whole side of the quilt world I never knew existed before I started writing quilt patterns, but there's actually very, very, very smart people out there who will read your pattern and validate all your cutting instructions and your fabric requirements and make sure that your grammar is good, which is what I need a lot of help with. I can throw a comma in the wrong place no matter what. And look at all your charts for you and give you some good advice. So I found a really great tech editor. Her name is Carly from the Quilty. And she is amazing. And so she reviewed this for me. Thanks, Erin. Yeah. Zaza says, Day, Paul sounds like a great shopping partner. Paul the enabler. I know, we all need a Paul. We all need a Paul. All right, so I'm gonna... And I normally do a test block before I cut out my quilt, and I didn't. So I'm really having faith in my templates. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how I did. We shall see. Dawn got a bolt of tan for $25. Thought it was a good deal. I went on a 90% day and all they had was glitter on the floor. Ah. Katie cut the fabric for Tigger and Christopher Robin this weekend. Okay, so lots of Tigger out there in the world. Day says, Zaza, he said, why the heck are you playing with a yard or two? Get the whole thing so you can get out of here. That is a man who is like, woman, get what you need and let's get on with our day. I like it. It's been a while. I was actually cleaning up my sewing machine before this live started, and I still had all the fabric scraps from the project I sewed on last week's live, which means I have not sat down at the sewing machine since last Monday. That's the one good thing about these weekly lives, is it forces me to, not forces me, but you know what I mean, get me down here. I know I'm not going to want to stop tonight. I do go nice and slow still too, even though I've sewn a bunch of them. Just like to go slow. Yeah, whenever I'm shopping with my husband, he'll just be like, if I can't decide between two things, he'll be like, just get both, let's get out of here. Check my 1/4 of an inch, make sure I'm not super rusty. Looks good. Let's press this sucker open and hope for a 4.5 inch block. Let's see. She looks perfect. Actually, these blocks will end up being 4 3/4 because when I make my curved templates, I'll show you, I leave a little extra. See that gray along the outside? I add a 1/4 of an inch to the outer template so that if I goof up, or you goof up, or whoever is making it goofs up, you have a little wiggle room. So you do have to trim every single block, which I like to do, but if you don't like to do that, you can just trim it off, like cut it off and not use it. So this actually is 4 3/4, and so I'll just trim a 1/4 of an inch off here and a 1/4 of an inch off here, and I'll be perfect. So very happy with that. And then if you're really looking, you probably can't see it super good, but if you know you did a good job when your iron lines match up. So happy with all of that and happy with the templates. Thank God, because I cut so much of this quilt out that if something was wrong with these templates, I would, it would be bad. I would lose it. Dave, what are welder hats? Is it used by real welders? Because my husband's a welder. Can I sew my husband something? I didn't even know about a welder hat. Oh, Katie said, or Zaza says, I have serious FOMO as our East won't sell ship here. Yeah, and then Katie says, I'm glad I bought the kit because picking out all those fabrics would have fried my brain. I feel the same way about legit kits too. So in this quilt, there's 2 templates. It's one outer template, and then it's either an orange peel or a 1/4 circle. So this quilt is just made up of 2 blocks. There's what looks like to be, I don't know, what does that look like? 20 or so orange peels, and then the rest are half square triangles, or just squares. I know I have a chart in here somewhere. So you only have to, just 2 blocks, all with the same templates. So, not too bad. Welder hats are the skull caps. Okay. I wonder if my husband wears one. I have no idea if he does or not. Yeah, Zaza says there's too many of them for me to pick. I'd want the kit. I wonder if he tells you what colors they are so you could, and fabric requirements you could buy yourself, but you still can't get the pattern, right? And then if you're ever interested in sewing curves, you only worry about what's right under your needle. If you get a little pucker off to the left, unless there's a pucker under your needle, you don't care. And then you can always stop with your needle down and kind of fuss the fabric over. No big deal. And I do get quicker as I get a little more practice, but these are a little small. Who wrote this pattern? At 4.5 inches. They're not super small, but with the bigger blocks, like in my Pinnacle Pop or whatever, they're not, the curves aren't as dramatic. Not that these are dramatic. There's much more dramatic curves out there. I seriously can't wait to ask my husband if he's wearing those, and I just have never known it. Knowing him, he's not. Dawn says, my brother needed one in high school. They tend to be bright colors and flowers. They only found flowers and pastels. He thought I was messing with them. My son wears a hard hat for work, so the welder's hat he wears underneath. Okay, that's interesting. Welder's hats are, I can picture what it is now. Yeah, no clue if my husband wears them or not. And when the two match, you know you're feeling good. So, feeling good about that. It's reverse, so it's so funny. And I was playing with this before the live started. So my camera is over this way and over the top. So I flip it vertically so it looks like you're over my shoulder. But when I do that, it makes it backwards. I think I can change it. And I'm getting handier in this software, that's for sure. It took a little bit of a learning curve. So this is what the camera looks like if I don't flip it. But I don't know, somebody suggested I flip it. I don't know I don't know if anybody cares. But I have thought way too long about flipping it. Or not. I was trying to see if I could flip it horizontally so then it would be a true picture. But I do think I'm going to try to come up with a solution in my sewing room. I'm not like super happy with the layout, especially for like the cameras and stuff. But maybe after I finally clean that closet, we'll see. So I was like, he probably doesn't want me sewing them. He's probably like ordering skulls or something. And he's probably like, I don't need my wife making me these things. But I am going to ask him about it. I know somebody messaged me, one of my friends messaged me, and she was like, do you have a left-handed sewing machine? And I was like, huh? What do you mean? And then I realized I had posted a video that day, and I was like, oh, did you see my YouTube video? No, I think it's just the camera. I was like, I don't think it's a left-handed sewing machine. I know, because I meant to change my needle and I didn't, so it's still doing good. But I'm like seriously addicted to sewing the sewing patterns to make them into little books. It's like I'm looking for things to make a little book out of. And I did mean to change my needle because I haven't changed it in a while. I'll have to try to remember that tomorrow. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention to you guys was I was on, I don't know if any of you follow Katie, the Greenland Quilter. You can look up the Greenland Quilter. But anyway, she interviewed me last week, and that's going to premiere on Wednesday. I did make a little community post about it, but in case that interests you, to listen to me blab some more. But she asked a lot of questions, a good question, so it was a nice little chat. Okay, so it's hard to... Donna and I try a few different patterns because the head sizes are different. So interesting. Oh, Zaza says, I make them for decorating because I always get paint in my hair. I'm going to try to be painting my house here soon. I was thinking about maybe waiting for, is it better to paint your house like in the winter or the summer? The summer because it dries faster. I really think I'm going to try to paint this house. We moved in about 5 years ago and they had painted it before we moved in, but I hate the colors. And I think I'm finally sick of it enough to paint. So maybe I'll make myself one of those caps because I know I'll get it everywhere. So this is, I thought all sewing machines were left-handed. I don't know. I just got a regular one. I really do want to buy another, because I will sit and pin, like, I'm doing them in small batches, but when I'm, like, by myself watching TV, I will just do big batches, but I never have enough clips to clip as many blocks as I would like. I really should just buy one of those big batches on Amazon. Wonder if actually, I did try to buy them at my quilt shop, but they only had, and I actually did buy this pack, but it was like a multi-pack and had a lot of big ones in there, and I just want like 200 of the little ones. I don't need them the fancy name brand either. I do try to buy whatever I can from the quilt shop, though. Oh, Zaza says, I will try to find the YouTube one I altered to fit. It's two-sided. Oh, so there's no seam rub. That's awesome. Dawn says, anyone else use an AquaQuill? I have the orange peel dye, but it's meant for applique. Any suggestions on how the other half of the curve? Oh. And Dawn says, paint in the summer, it dries faster. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but it's like, who wants to waste good summer weather painting? Not me. Oh, but then Aaron said humidity isn't good though, right? So the only thing about that, Dawn, is with your AquaQuill, if it's made for applique, it's not going to have your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So creating the outer template, if you want to just sew it, could be a little wonky. I wonder, I was going to say, I wonder if I could almost, like, it's not hard for me to draw them in Illustrator. So if I could try to make you one, but it would just be tough without knowing what the exact size is without having one. Brenda goes, do it whenever the motivation comes. That's good advice. Oh, Day does the two-sided ones as well. Oh, and Andy says, Dawn, I've always cut my own curved templates from template plastic I get at my local quilt shop. That's what I used to, is template plastic. I print out my templates on copy paper. I use Scotch tape to tape them to the templates, to the plastic, and then I cut them out and I leave the top on. Oh, Katie's here. Katie, I was just telling everybody on Wednesday we'll have that premiere on your channel. Aaron, there's a lot of people that do not pin. I am going to experiment with that, but I have not yet. But there are definitely people who do not pin. Yeah, Chloe's saying maybe you could measure it to get the done. Because if you know what size block it is, I can seriously make you some of the templates in Adobe Illustrator so fast that you could try and on paper, and then you could, you know, get them better on template plastic or however you want to reinforce them. But it used to take me hours to make curved templates. Now I do them in literal minutes. So if that's something that could help you, let me know. All right, we'll sew these ones up. Oh yeah, Katie says hit the thumbs up button. I always forget to ask. It's free and it helps. And free's my favorite price. just wish I could get my hands on one of those for you so I could test it for sure, but I can send you some options if you can get the size. Especially if it has the 1/4 inch baked in. That's easy for me. I'm not easy in general, but easy when you've made a million templates before. Which I have. And depending on the size, I might already have the templates made that I can just shoot over to you. I've got a little eclectic collection going now. This one looks a little wonky. Whenever they're wonky, it makes me want to stop sewing as soon as this one's over and iron it to see how wonky it really is. Like, I need to know how bad I goofed it up, which is usually never. Oh, Brenda says 40 people. Dang, I always forget. Well, I don't even really know how to look in my new software, so I'm just always pretending I'm talking to a handful of you. Yep, that looks okay. See, I could have swore it was wonky. That'll do. Man, when I first started sewing curves, I honestly, man, some of mine were so bad. They had pleats in them. And these are, it's just amazing what practice can do for you in anything, you know? It is crazy. Oh, Janine's setting up her next legit kit, the little hummer. That's the little hummingbird. That's so cute. So I was talking about that Sew Every Day in June challenge, and I've been thinking about what my goals are, and it's definitely to make more progress on my legit kits. It's to finish this sucker, which hopefully won't take me long. I don't know though. But this will be fun now that it's like all cut or almost all cut. I love piecing. Like piecing a quilt top is my favorite part. But I need to get back to my legit kit, my Sculliver, because I bought that thing. Those things aren't cheap, and I've done one block. Erin says, I love that cordless iron. I have one too, and it's a lifesaver when you applique-based quilts on the floor, honestly. And I mean, you probably all remember the ordeal with me, like burning my finger hand and all that jazz to get here, but I love this little iron. Oh, I saw Zaza say something about her kitting. Oh yeah, there it is. Janine, I don't know how you kit them yourself. You have serious skills. So what Zaza's talking about is Janine buys legit kit patterns, those crazy FFP. I always say FFP because that's an acronym at my job. FPP, and she picks the fabrics herself, which like that seriously hurts my brain. Like Janine, that's a superpower. That is a superpower. Brenda, you have, I know it's not a legit kit, but you have that lion. What is, I can't remember the name of that. Did you kit that out yourself or did that come in a kit? I know Donnell is doing a legit kit tiger, and she's picking all the colors herself to be like reminiscent of the Detroit Lions, the football team. But goodness gracious, I have no idea how my brain cannot just do that. It cannot. And that is okay. That is fine. That is not my superpower. Man, Zaza, I can't get any of these kits. Legit kits just started selling on Amazon, Zaza, if you're talking about legit kits. So I don't know if that opens up the shipping. Like literally, I think I saw a post today or yesterday. How do you like the Bella Solids, Brenda? She said she did buy the fabrics on her own, but she used the designer's suggestions, also Bella Solids. I do like them. I do like them. Janine says, what Donnell is doing is way harder than how I do a legit. Oh, do you like match the colors to like something similar? Oh, not UK Amazon. Bummer. Hi, Linda. Just saw that you were on. No notifications. Oh, bummer. I don't know why that happens sometimes. I think I've heard that people, if you like, because I've seen other people who I subscribe to and watch say, like, you can hit the bell, turn it off, and turn it back on for your notifications. But I don't know, YouTube just, you know, we're just all at the mercy of YouTube. How you doing, Linda? Oh, that makes sense, Janine, but I still think it's hard. Brenda says, I haven't done much similar to you. I know, but what you did do was awesome. I think when I first started chatting with you, you were working on that. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that is crazy. And now look at me. Teresa says, I've been looking at the hummingbird, but I'm not crazy about paper piecing. And y'all haven't quite convinced me. Fair. Yeah, if you can't find joy in some other foundation paper piecing project first, I would not go for a legit kit. You gotta, it's very intense. I'm a little overwhelmed in my legit kit too, because I got the kit, it's got a fabric cutting guide, and the idea, there are people out there who have the binders and they go in an order and they keep everything super organized. That's not going to be for me. I'm not going to be doing that. So I'm just picking up by block and cutting. And so I think I got paralyzed in fear because I was like afraid I was going to run out of fabric. But now I'm like, okay, Tasha, it's Kona fabric. Do what you're best. And if you run out, like, you can probably have it delivered to your house in like 3 days. I know. Look who's crazy now, Brenda says. Me. All of us. We're all crazy. Hi, Mona. How are ya? Janine says, I might change a few colors to make my own, but Donnell is changing all the colors. There's no way I could keep all the colors changed in my brain at all. Like, at all. 0% chance. Dawn says, 1 row of my quilting done, 8 to go. New template I got from a yard sale. A lady had 100 or so different quilting templates. I skipped the harp and super complicated and stuck with the swirls. Oh yeah, I really like that. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I really cannot wait. Mona says, I like paper piecing, but they are too expensive for me. Yeah, I think that's like why Janine picks her own fabrics too, to keep the cost down. But I can see that. I don't see myself, you know, they're like kind of a special treat. Katie says, I have the legit kit Ursula Major and I still haven't tried to do anything with it. It's a commitment. Ooh, Linda says, doing good. Made wings and fries for dinner and blueberry puff pastry. Dang, that sounds good. Turned my phone on silent and did a lot of quilting. Excellent. Gathered tomatoes and made more pesto with my basil. Man, you are having a good day. And played with my dog. Seriously, what is better than that? And you and your husband are doing well, Linda, because I know you both had some eyes and the gallbladder. And so I'm hoping that you are all doing well. Day says, I still have my lion, Sir Richard the Lionheart to do, but too many colors to take with me. May decide to take a few blocks with me and the particular colors I will need. Oh, right, to your retreat. Yeah. The idea of a retreat sounds so fun, but packing up all my sewing room and then, you know, heading, unpacking, repacking. Oh my God, I'm tired thinking about it. But I think because you guys are going for a week, I think that is great because you get more, you know, you get more bang for your buck in terms of packing. You're not like packing for a day and then coming back home. Like, I won't do it. My guild does sew days. I can't do it. Although I am going to go to one of the sew days when I can, but I'm just going to bring EPP with me. There's just no way. The idea of packing up my sewing machine is like the biggest turn off. And all the stuff, and no thanks. I'd rather just EPP and hang out. But I do feel like I need to experience a retreat here soon. I've never done one, so. Yeah. Zaza says that legit kits are expensive. They sure are. Mona says Violet Craft isn't as bad cost-wise. I'll have to write that one down and look at it. It depends on who you are, Erin, on how long they take. I think you could get answers that range in years to weeks. I think Donna from Handmade by Ying did one in like a week and a half. So it just depends on who you are. Or more. Yeah, there's definitely lots of very cool free FPP stuff out there too. So you can definitely play before you commit to anything bigger. I have the hummingbird and have not started it yet. Yeah, see, we all seem to collect things and not start them. It seems like that's a common theme. I think you're right, Chloe, that if you run out, they will send you more. I don't know, I guess it'll depend on how much I need. Like if I cut too generously and screw up, I don't know, I think I would feel guilty. But that's not uncommon for me to feel guilty about something, so I would feel like I would just buy it myself, but I guess it depends. Oh, Violet Craft is less expensive, but you have to print the pattern on 11 by 17 paper. Ooh, that's interesting. So that's an extra 20 to 25 bucks. That is interesting. Brenda says, I'm not a fan of sewing retreats. Too much crap to bring. I like online sewing groups. Hint, hint. Yes, we can Zoom along. Come hang out. Day says no. Oh, so Zaza had asked her if she was going to fly, and Day saying no, or take the rig, and Paul will stay at the campground, I think, like 30 minutes away. Oh, good. Because, like, how would you bring all of your stuff to a sewing retreat on a plane? I guess you'd have to borrow a sewing. I mean, I guess you probably could. That would be tough, though. Linda says, all of our surgeries went well. I can see better since I sew for a living. That's a good thing. Now, hubby is scheduled for back surgery. Ooh, geez. I'm going to put bolts on his neck for Halloween. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm wishing, I'm glad that you can see better. And, Linda, do you long arm? Is that your gig? But I'm sorry to hear that he has to have back surgery. That is no joke. Yeah. Donna from Handmade by Ying does do them at a ridiculous pace compared to the average person. She's very experienced. I think she was a tester for them because she is so experienced and so quick. So even he was impressed with how quick she turned it around. So these are, I'm very satisfied with this. Very satisfied. I just like looking at them. So these are these right here. And the color is very true. So what's really cool about this is the colorway is from Color Ink, or Quilt Ink. Which is an app that you can color your quilt patterns on. And it is amazing how accurate, when you plan something and make it, it's crazy. These colors look exactly the way I would have wanted them to. Oh, wow. Mona says, I just taped 2 regular pieces of paper together and I traced mine. Way too much work tracing. Yeah, Day goes, Mona, $20 to $25 doesn't sound so bad when you have to trace. Yeah. Oh, the first time I went to a retreat, I shipped my stuff to Donna and she brought it over for me. Oh, and someone lent me a machine. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I know, I really do. I'm going to see if I can. It's a tough time of year for me with school being out and camps and like the start of summer chaos, but I would. It's not that far from me, so I would like to go to one someday. Thank you, Linda. I love those peachy pink colors myself. Dawn says, I have a brother sewing machine. It fits in a backpack. No kidding. People always have a double take when I show up with a book bag and pull out all the things. Dang, girl. You got your packing down to a science. That is awesome. Oh, okay. Linda, how cool is that? Linda says, I thought you made your living quilting, but I was wrong. She says, I have a sail loft in Florida. I design and make sails for boats and bimini, I've never seen that word, biminis. That looks like a fun word. I'm sure I'm butchering it. And dodgers and cushions. How cool. That's really, really cool, Linda. Katie says, I sew twice a month with friends and have a featherweight and an extra set of everything packed and ready to go. That's a really good idea and only at the current sewing project. That's definitely what I would do if I did that frequently. I am no longer going to Quilt Canada. Things just changed. Plans changed. So, but I am going to go to Road to VA. Maybe we'll get to Quilt Canada in 2 years. Not next year, the year after. So the timing and everything just didn't end up shaking out. Katie, that's what I'm planning on doing in the rig. Have a machine and all the things I need already in place, and all I have to do is pack my projects and ready to go. That is awesome. Good night, Janine. Good luck. Back to work tomorrow. Day wants to know, what is a dodger, Linda? What is a dodger? Dawn says, to be fair, it's a rather large backpack. Bimini is the shades on the boat. Is it Bimini? It sounds like, this Bimini, all I can think of is Cinderella. What does she say? Well, she says like bippity boppity boo. But I'm getting that vibe from the Bimini. Yeah, I wish I had some sewing friends here in Greenland. Yeah. But you, there's just nobody who sews nearby, because you have neighbors, right? You're like in a village. Whenever I think of Greenland, for some reason, I'm like, you live all deserted. But then when we were chatting, you were like, oh, I can see my neighbor. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like you live on 100 acres. It's funny what our brains assume. Yes, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yes. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Zaza, you're with me? So, biminis and dodgers are the canvas to cover the hatch to go below. We are learning new stuff. Bimini is a small top that covers the top. Interesting. Oh, yes. Linda was asking how Katie and Nico are doing, and that's Katie's husband, and he works on a boat a lot of the time, so he goes away to sea for a while, but he's currently at home, I think she said, until the middle or late June. It's hard for me to remember what Katie and I talked about in our interview and what we chit-chatted about before and after the interview. Yeah, bimini is a word that really makes me smile. And now I really I haven't watched too many movies, like Disney movies with the kids. We're not like Disney, people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I feel like I feel like my daughter could really appreciate Cinderella right now at 5. So I think I'm going to make a point of doing that soon. Katie says, our town has a population of around 3,800. It's spread out. Our house is down by the lake. Others might live on the other end of town. Oh, or on Princess Mountain or behind the mountain. Okay. Day says, mine, Bimini, and I had was to cover the Jeep when I took... Oh. Okay. Oh, my God. Could you sew a fancy Bimini For a Jeep? How fun would that be? Katie says, no sales or biminis on Nikolai. Is it Nikolai's boat? He returns to his mistress, a.k.a. the sea, on June 19th. She really would love Cinderella. I got to do that. Good night, Day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck unpacking all your Joanne finds tomorrow. Have fun. Dawn says, my friend's dog is named Gus Gus. Oh my God. That's so cute. Gus Gus. The cutest little mouse. Ah, dang it. I gotta do something with this stinking pin tray. I need to buy some of those. Someone was telling me about magic pins or flat pins or something. I need to chuck all these 15-year-old pins that stab me and are super unorganized and get my life together here. Oh, look at that. And then Linda says, and if you roll up the windows around you, you get a full enclosure that makes a separate room to be comfortable and sleep in the cockpit. Or comfortable in the cockpit. That's so neat. I think I got this pin bowl from when I first started quilting back in like 2015. I signed up for the Sew Sampler box. Did you ever get a Sew Sampler box, Katie? And I'm like 99% sure that this came out of one of those Sew Sampler boxes. 99% sure. Brenda says her cousin's bulldog is... Oh, Gus Gus is a great name for a bulldog. Good night, Mona. Thank you for stopping by. Good luck with your going to your uncle's. Sessa says, sharp new pins will stab you. Don't ask me how I know. I changed my rotary blade yesterday, right before I started cutting this quilt. Oh my God. Why do you wait so long? You know? It is so nice having a nice sharp rotary blade. Changing the Martelli blade... Changing the Martelli blade was a little tricky, but once I got it, hopefully it'll be easier next time. My dad always says I'm common senseless, which is fair. But man, a nice rotary blade is so pleasing. Good night, Erin. Thank you for coming by. That's funny, Katie. I got a lot. That was a great box to subscribe to back then for a new quilter because I got a lot of to resubscribe. But I'm trying not to just collect crap to collect crap anymore, you know? And I did get a lot of pre-cuts from that box, which was great, but they weren't really my style, so I still have them. So I think I just talked myself into not ordering it again. But yes, so I did the same thing. I bought a pack of 10, and it does, for some reason, psychologically make me feel more apt to change them. Good night, Brenda. Ooh, you still gotta cut his hair. Catch you soon, Brenda. Thank you. Yeah, Katie said the same thing. I stopped the Sew Sampler box right before 2020 because the box just wasn't enough in my wheelhouse for the most part. Yeah, I agree. It's nice for a little bit, but yeah, not forever. Well, does anybody have anything exciting planned for this week? What are we doing? Phil's her husband. Human, technically. Animal, maybe also. No. Just her husband. She does have a dog, but the dog gets her haircut, his haircut outsourced. I think it's a he. Piper. Why am I blanking on if Piper's a girl or... Piper's a girl's name, right? Piper gets the, gets to actually go to a groomer, but Phil just gets the the at-home haircut. Katie's full of YouTube stuff this week. I know, I'm excited. Although, I gotta tell you what, Katie, I have never, like, sat through a premiere of, like, me talking. And I'm like, am I gonna be able to do that? Like, am I gonna be able to sit and listen to myself talk? I might have to turn it down and then just sit in the chat. I don't know. Like, will it be hard? Will I embarrass myself? Secondhand embarrassment? Maybe. So I'll be there, but I may not be listening to myself. Yes, the dog gets the paid haircut. Cracks me up. I cut my husband's hair too. It's easy though. He just likes a one all around. The hair he's got left. I've just got Hugo to sleep. Ah, your little twin dogs. All right, I'm going to finish pinning this, and then I probably should also get ready. I don't know. I think I already did the dishwasher, so I'm in good shape there, but I never emptied the kids' book bags on Thursday. So that means I never washed their snack containers, so I guess I should probably deal with that tonight before tomorrow. Nora is laying stretched out on her back, snoring on the bed. Cute. When I walk upstairs, my husband and the dog will both be laying on the couch snoring. Okay, so to recap some of the things going on. Wednesday, Katie's channel, The Greenland Quilter, for an interview with me, if you would like to listen to me blab some more. It was a really, really fun chat. Really got me thinking about why I quilt and all that stuff. And then check out the links in the description below for that little community I was telling you about. No pressure or whatever, but come hang out if you'd like. I'm trying to reduce my social media presence a little bit for my own mental health. Nothing good comes from scrolling Facebook these days, I feel like, and sometimes Instagram. So that'll be a nice place to find me. Well, thank you, Katie. Nora loves spooning with Nikolai. My dog would try to a little more, but my husband, CJ, doesn't. He's not into it. Yep, everybody's snoring and dreaming away. Yeah, so this week, other than, well, thankfully soccer practice got canceled today. So we really only have swim lessons on Thursday, soccer games on Saturday. Oh, I think we have a little family birthday dinner on Friday. That's all. And work and, you know, life. But I am hoping I'll be stitching up all these quilt blocks this week. I'm feeling motivated. Zaza says, I've 99% give it up on Facebook. My kids tell me it's just for old people. I'm starting to feel that way. Like, I'm like, oh, God, Linda got a lot done this holiday and ready for the new work week. I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm as ready as I will be. Actually, I have to go to the doctor tomorrow for fasting blood work, which I didn't know. So I have to log on to work either tonight or first thing tomorrow and move any meetings I have. Yeah, my Facebook will stay, but I just will go. I like connecting with some people on there as well, but it's just, it's not, I don't want to go there and just scroll, right? I shouldn't really doom scroll on any social media for that matter, but it happens. Just gonna finish pinning these. Sean is also ready for the work week. I'm actually feeling a little refreshed and ready to get some stuff done at work that's been kind of hanging out there. I'm ready to kind of lock in and get it done. I'm sure I'll go into work feeling nice and refreshed, and it'll take about 7.5 minutes for everyone to piss me off. Yeah, I'm with you, Zaza. Not going anywhere, but need to stop the mindless scrolling. 1000%. I'm thinking about deleting the app off my phone. So that I'm only purposefully scrolling. I have thousands of pics on my Facebook that I've taken, not to mention 12,000 on my Flickr page. Most of it's Greenland kids, animals, and quilting and gardening. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got Facebook back when Facebook was like for college kids and you had to have a college email to get into it. Like, so I was one of the first. Thankfully, there were not smartphones back then, or they were really terrible. So there's not too many pictures of me from college. There's a few. But thankfully, like, my 21st birthday wasn't captured or anything like that. So I have a lot of history on there that I would not want to get rid of. But I do not want to just mindlessly scroll it either. Teresa says, I usually have Mondays off, but I had to work today because of the holiday. That's backwards. Hopefully you get an extra day off somewhere then. All right, I got a bunch pinned and ready for me tomorrow. I'm excited. I still have this whole stack, and then of the second color. So I've pinned or sewed all of these, and I have these all cut. I have these all cut. I have the blue cut. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have all of the, no, half of the background cut. So I still have probably another hour of cutting. It's going pretty quick, actually. And then I will probably finish cutting and then come back to sewing, because I like to cut a whole quilt and then sew the whole quilt. I don't like to sew, cut, sew, cut, sew, cut. Yes, me too, Zaza. I am extremely pleased that there is no evidence of my youthful exploits online. 1000%. Whew, there's some stuff that I am glad and there's probably more stuff that I don't even remember that I'm glad isn't on the internet. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to call it for tonight. Thank you. Thank you all for coming to hang out with me. I will talk to you. I'll try to have a video up on Thursday. That's my new schedule. I'm really enjoying it. And make sure you're starting to plan if you want to join me in Sew Every Day in June, or as many days as you want in June. Start planning on what we're going to get done. Maybe some hand sewing so you can sit on the deck. Good night. Thank you, Katie. Good night, Arlie. Good night, Chloe. Yay, Dawn. Good job. Good night. Good night, everybody. Have a great week. Video out Thursday. And yeah, I'll see you next week. All right. Goodbye. I was going to try to do that fancy ending.